I'm sharing John 21 verse 3 today. Simon Peter said to them, I'm going fishing. Peter wasn't sure, what, he should do after Jesus, rose from the dead and proved himself alive to him and the disciples. So he went back, to what he was doing before he met Jesus, fishing. The others decided to join with Peter and fished throughout the night but caught nothing. John 21 verse 4 to 5 says, morning was already breaking when Jesus came to the beach and stood there. However, the disciples, did not know that it was Jesus. So Jesus said to them, boys, you do not have any meat fish, do you? They answered, no. Emotional decisions usually leave us catching nothing. In other words, they don't provide, satisfying results. This passage, it continues in verse 6. And he said to them, cast the net, on the right side of the boat, and you will find some. And so they, cast the net, and now they are not able to haul it, for such a big catch. It's interesting that Jesus didn't call the disciples men, but rather he called them children. He asked them, are you doing any good at what you're trying to do? That is a question we might ask ourselves, when we have no fruit or fish, to show for the long hours, we work. When we fish outside the will of God, it's equivalent to fishing on the wrong side of the boat. Sometimes we struggle, strive, work, and strain, trying to make something great happen. We try to change things or change ourselves. We try to get more money. We try to get healed. We try to change our spouse or even try to find a spouse. We can work and work, but still have nothing to show, for our labor. Have you caught anything is the question. Have you accomplished anything besides getting worn out? If your answer is no, you may be fishing on the wrong side of the boat. If you listen for God's voice, He will tell you where to throw your net.